Hello. Today is going to be a results video, and really a very surprising one. The results I'm going to show you are particularly related to the Equilibrium and Procurator programs. I have on the screen my KuCoin account that I am currently using for my tests. As you can see, I have a whole whopping 39 USD in my account. The rest is actually in XRP and audio, or AUDIUS, whatever you want to call it. And then I've got a bunch of useless junk scattered about, which, other than USDC, which is what I'm using to collect my profits, the rest are just holding points to see if they actually go anywhere. So, here we are. 39 USD is all I have on this account, or a complete account total of $65. From the standpoint of this process, this account's purpose was to show just how small of a budget I could get away with. Now, for the purposes of my actual profits, the one thing that I considered was how much I would spend on a VPS. So I got one for $1. It's a 6-month $1 special. After that, I think it goes to $5. But so $1 a month for 6 months. Pretty simple and straightforward. So even with a small account, you can still make money. So let's actually get into one of my test accounts that was donated for research. I want to talk about that coin as well because it is a surprise. One I really didn't expect, to be honest. And here it is. STEP, or specifically STEP Futures from FTX. This coin actually is a surprising coin. I really didn't expect and anticipate it to do as well as it actually has. Now, this particular account started out with $100, and as you can see, over the course of since January, it's gone through a lot. The market has taken a beating on it, and I am grateful for its presence in helping me discover this hidden gem. And I'm going to demonstrate why through these charts. Now, these are statistitorium charts. So let's get to the actual profit. As you can see, from when I actually began recording profitability and able to extract it out of Equilibrium, this coin has made $8 in profit. A little over $8. That's actually surprising. I really didn't think this coin would do that well. And it has really done very well. Now, will it continue? I don't know. And this isn't investment advice. Don't go out and buy it, because I really don't know if this coin is going to be able to continue this rather accelerated rate. And it looks really surprisingly good. So from the standpoint of the actual market, This coin really doesn't have what I would consider an earth-shattering market. Even the volatility is surprising. Now you're looking at a chart with basically since the beginning of the coin, or roughly 1 year, 31-day volume weighted average price, which is the red line, and then the teal or cyan line is the actual volatility of the coin, which back in July of 2021 had 70% volatility. Now it's come down quite a bit, and recent volatility only shows less than 10%. So it's done remarkably well, really. It's not gone overly crazy as it did in the beginning of the chart. Of course, the market's bearishness has had its problem, but it still, day over day, remained fairly consistent, especially in light of this being a futures product and the volatility that the market has had as a whole. It's really turned out to be quite a surprising little gem, one I honestly did not expect. So let's get into the actual transaction history, and you can see the history that I've been collecting for analysis has shown, while it is still going through the accumulation payoff stage, it's done reasonably well, better than I expected. Overall, the direction of the market, even for market orders with a 1% boundary, has actually done quite surprising. And you can see here it had a significant drawdown from the 60s to the 20s, so basically a $40 profit, which was quite nice. But now let's look at this close range here. And you can see that all of the peaks, when they are level, show pretty good and consistent results. This coin is doing well. For a coin that I didn't expect to have long-term profitability, it's doing much better than I really thought it would. I've had stronger coins in the futures market, like Ethereum, actually get liquidated. So this actually, I'm stunned by it, to be honest. And the fact that it has been producing profits in such a reliable consistently, it's flabbergasting, I guess is the best word, because I really didn't think it would do this well. And as you can see, the actual holdings of STEP as equilibrium has moved in and out and around. Let's focus on this part here, which has been my last test run. It got out of the market here, so we'll narrow it down. A big sell-off on the right-hand side of the market, and it made a huge profit there. So it's done well. So listen, do not go out and simply get into this coin just because it's showing profit. Research it, understand it, study it. Make sure you are well aware of the consequences of what this asset is capable of doing. It does have some pretty steep volatility. For example, the 3-day volatility even now shows very high rates. So don't just blindly trade this coin. Now I'm in my own test account where I'm showing the USDT that I had in this account, where I started it and where it's at right now. Not overly great, but it is what it is. And again, surprising that it's done this well considering the current market. This account trades 2 coins and only 2 coins. XRP on Equilibrium and audio on the Procurator. Both of them have turned out to be surprising. First, let's get into XRP, and you can see that it has really done well overall. Now, I've been trading this coin for quite a while, pretty much since the beginning of the year, so I've got a lot of history with it. And even with the current market conditions, it's still doing nicely. Audio is a coin. I got into it when the price was $1.80. I lost 80% value on that coin. So now I'm using the Procurator to scalp that money back in very fine-tuned results. It's not a coin that I'm particularly excited about, but I don't want to take a loss on it. So I'm going to scalp this one as much as I can with a very narrow range to try to reclaim my losses. That's where the surprising part comes in with this coin. It's done a lot better than I expected it would, to be honest. I'm actually getting more profit out of it than I really thought I would for the duration that I'm going in. And that, of course, is here. This is my profit chart. I'm using USDC in this account as my holding account. Now, $3 doesn't look very impressive, but when you figure how much I'm actually holding of XRP and audio, it really is quite impressive given the fact that the account only has $65 in it. So for a $1 VPS, this thing's paid for itself already. And that is actually surprising. I really didn't expect to be above my break even. So it's really, I don't want to say worthwhile, because it's not. In the long term, making $2.50 to almost $3 in a month is not practical. But it does show that even with a small amount and something as resilient as Equilibrium or the Procurator, that money can be made consistently, even with the market we've had. I think that really is the surprising point that both of these 2 coins and STEP have demonstrated, particularly STEP. STEP really stood out because one of my Ether test accounts, it got liquidated. And I actually didn't expect it to get liquidated. I really expected STEP to be liquidated, and it wasn't. So that is a shock. Audius, it took a pretty hard hit. I expected it to be liquidated, and it wasn't. It actually survived better than I really thought it would. In fact, let's look at the chart for Audius. You're looking at roughly 6 months worth of data. Again, the red line is the 31-day volume weighted average price. The teal or cyan line is the 31-day volatility. Overall, it's not been a prosperous coin in the market context. It's been a surprise, and it took a heavy hit in May. But it still turned out to be quite profitable. More profitable than I really thought it was going to be. I'm actually more surprised at its profitability than I am at XRP. I would expect XRP to be sustainable. Audio, I wasn't. And even XRP's market, you can see, it's taken a pretty brutal beating over the last year. Even though volatility rates are relatively low compared to other cryptocurrencies, it's still been pretty brutal beating. And you can see the mid-November all the way down to now, that bearish downtrend with a brief reprieve between April and just prior to May. But still, I expect this coin to do well. It's above 1 billion market cap. It's got a lot of interest. It's got a global market. Just about every exchange on the planet carries it. I didn't expect this coin to do well. And it really has. Even when looking at the lower volatility ratios, it's not as high or as unpredictable as I thought it would be. So the results are, well, quite interesting. And for the extent of the account, I am impressed that it has done as well as it has done. Consistently, at the rate STEP is going, I expect it to be able to have a full rate of investment return in a little over 4 months. So for that $100 account, basically 4 months, I expect at its current rate of growth, it could potentially reach $200. For this account, it's going to take longer because both audio and XRP don't have the same rapid volatility. But still, compared to what I'm actually investing in it, I think it's $30 in XRP and $20 in audio. Well, if you go with this being the combined profits of both, audio has roughly $1 of profit. So you're looking at 20 months for complete recovery of audio. And for XRP, you're looking at maybe 15 months, given its current market. That's not bad. That's in line with what I expected on both coins being held for at least a year. Now, if XRP does become more aggressive in its market volatility and price action, that will of course change. And we do see some interesting side effects where volatility does show that. The volatility reaching above 15% right in here. That actually does show a good chance of the market pushing upwards. But if you look at the actual price action and the volume weighted average price, I don't necessarily see a sharp increase in price value, but the stability of the price value is going to make long-term grid trading very profitable. And I really see this coin easily remaining at this level of profitability for at least a year or more. Audio, I'm not sure what to make of this coin yet. it's been remaining very consistent and stable as well. Better than I really expected, considering that its market cap just doesn't justify how well it's behaving. I actually expected far worse. So, between all three of these tests, I think that $1 VPS is actually going to do very well. So when you look at the context, the test account, and the 2 coins I currently hold on this account, this market has been unusually profitable. But again, I emphasize, do not go out and buy these coins unless you've done your research. Audio started out, well, quite high in market value. A little over $2 in December of last year. And then it plummeted hard to literally less than 50 cents. And that is a problem. It's a problem because the coin is only worth 38 cents. So it's jumped or decreased a lot. So this is going to be a wait and see coin. And hopefully it can turn around and remain as profitable as it has been because, well, quite frankly, it's been a disappointment so far. But the profit has been surprising. So I guess that's the trade-off with this coin in terms of the long-term outlook. Though I really don't want to hold this coin long-term. I just want to get back my initial investment and get out of it. But we'll see. So, look at your results. Look at the statistitorium. Determine the cost analysis. And really, just look for those hidden gems. Because those are the ones that are going to be the staples of your trading and investing. And sometimes they're going to be the surprises that you don't expect. In this case, STEP was a real surprise. Audius is turning out to be a surprise, one I really didn't expect. XRP, it's profitable, and I'm surprised it's actually doing as well as it is considering the market that we've had lately. Though realistically, long term for XRP, I don't see it really being very appreciative. I don't see it going back to its early days or the last year's prices of $1.50. That doesn't mean it's not valuable. That doesn't mean that it's a dead coin. I just think the market has decided through supply and demand that it's more valuable at a lower price. But we'll see. This could be an interesting outturn. Let me know your results for XRP, Audius, STEP. Let me know what you think of these coins. Have you traded them? What do you think about them? Like, subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment below. And until next time.